Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a tarot collective for today. Today is Friday, August 22nd, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you. God's kiss, right? Whatever does not, just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Heartbreak Tarot from Hattie Thorne. You can find this and all of her decks at hattiethorne.com. She also has an Etsy shop. All right. Enough of that jazz. We got 1 on the table, 2 on the table. Three on the table. 5 on the table. Hold on. 6 on the table. We got 6 on the table, 2 major, no reverse. Let's do 2 more shuffles. 7 on the table. 8 on the table. Let's do 1 more shuffle. That's interesting. Okay, so we've got 9 on the table. We've got 3 major arcana, no reverse. All right, I'm going to set this over here on the windowsill. We've got 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, what is that? So, somebody have something wrong with their throat? Like all of a sudden, you know, like if you've ever lived with a smoker, like my mom was a smoker, my brother is still a smoker, my ex-husband partook of the green stuff, partaked of the green stuff. You know how like when you inhale too much smoke and you kind of get like that bite at the back of your throat, like that. I don't smoke. Nobody here. I don't even think anybody in my building smokes. I'm feeling it like on the left side of the back of my throat. We got Ace of Wands, the Hermit, Strength, 8 of Wands. A lot of wands, man. 10 of Wands. A lot of wands. Knight of Wands. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 cards are wands out of 9. At bottom of the deck, the Emperor. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. I think the Emperor is just energy for whoever this is, because to me this is just... I mean, it's called the Heartbreak Tarot for a reason. It's geared towards heartbreak. It's geared towards rebuilding, growth, stability, getting over loss. And To me, this is like somebody like newly going through heartbreak, like just broken up, just lost someone. However, take how it resonates, because heartbreak doesn't necessarily mean romantic. You can be heartbroken from all kinds of things. Okay, I still have that feeling in my throat. It's only on the one side. Like somebody's really going through it with this strength card and the hermit and the three of wands. Like that's what stands out to me the most. Like somebody feels alone, like somebody is up late at night, possibly all night sometimes. Someone that really, really struggles to heal from a situation. And the three of wands, Hattie Thorne put on there waiting for change. It's kind of funny because whatever change needs to happen here, it needs to happen with this person. And I feel like this person knows that. They're not at that point. There's how many steps to the grieving process, right? And again, you could grieve anything, any type of situation. So it's like somebody going through all the steps of grief, and kind of like, okay, when is this going to be over? Like, when am I going to be done with this? And some people, when they're going through those steps, some of them go backwards, right? Some of them realize they're not ready to move on to the next step. Some of them realize they got to go back. Let me read this to you. The Emperor card. Rebuilding stability. What felt like chaos can now be reshaped into a solid foundation of self-sufficiency. You know what's funny? We had the Emperor card in the tarot reading with the Intuitive City Oracle Tarot from Rob Barthelman. We got the Emperor. Didn't I say it would be funny if we got the Emperor? Did you go back and watch it? It's what is it titled? Shoot. Hold on. Let me get the phone. Let me look. It's titled Why Do You Believe in What You Believe in, and Where Does That Come From? Something like that. Tarot Collective. Why do you believe in what you believe in? We got the Emperor card in that reading too. And it's funny because Rob Barthelman puts on his Emperor card in his tarot deck. Well, technically it's Oracle Tarot. In his Oracle Tarot deck, he put on there discipline. It takes discipline to heal from situations. Discipline towards yourself, right? Because let's just be honest here. Whatever this situation was, whoever, if you're the one dealing with this, someone else with the Eight of Wands, like somebody felt like they got punched in the gut. So whether this is a loss of like a loved one, a friend, whether it's a loss of a relationship, friendship, whatever, otherwise, it doesn't matter. Like someone felt like they got punched in the gut. Like someone was like, oh, like, where did this person go? Why are they gone? Why are we not together? Like, Like it was sudden. Like it felt like, it's kind of funny because I'm seeing like a cord cutting. You know, like most people do cord cuttings with like candles and string, and that's not how I do my cord cutting. But I'm picturing like a cord between two people, and it's just like somebody like, and the other person gets left out in the dark, you know? And whoever this is, like they feel like they carry the weight of that relationship. Like, and again, it doesn't have to be romantic. Take how it resonates. But it's like they carry the weight of what took place in the relationship, what's taking place after, all the emotions, the mentality of it, the clarity of what it really was as opposed to what they thought it was. Like it's a burden to someone. The Ten of Wands, carrying the emotional weight. You took on too much responsibility, blame, guilt, none of which was yours to bear alone. And with the Knight of Wands, whether this was a loss or, you know, a romantic relationship breaking up or a friend moving away, whatever the case, like it's like all of a sudden, like I said, that cord cutting, like somebody just chopped the cord and didn't think twice, and someone is left like reeling, and like like you're there and then you're gone. You loved me and now you don't love me. Like we were friends and now we're not friends. Like how do you go from one extreme to the other? And just, it's really just about feeling like blind loss. Like how could a person treat you like that, kind of thing. And there's many ways to reason that away, you know. I think we've all been there. Some of us more than once. Some of us have been the one that cut the cord and like tossed someone aside. I mean, I can be honest. Like if you follow and subscribe me, I talk about the guy that I'm in love with at work, the younger guy. I cut the cord from him almost from the beginning. Like as soon as I realized there was something wrong there and he wasn't like communicating with me and it looked like he was going towards my friend, I, I started cutting the cord like that day. And I just started, I'm not going to lie, I just started ignoring him. I started going about my life. You know, the thing is when I look back, you know, he's been there, I think he's been there a year now, or he's going to be there almost a year. We weren't we weren't friends for the longest time when he started. We didn't become friends until maybe like December of last year, January of this year. And he was there for a couple months like before I even like said hello to him. Like I knew who he was, right? And maybe he knew who I was, I don't know. But like there was nothing there, you know, like that, you know, like we weren't even friends. And when we, you know, started talking and became friends and, you know, I'm sure. And I've said this before, I think like a week or two ago. I'm sure he felt like I just left him out in the cold, but at the same time, like I'm in love with him and he doesn't feel anything towards me. And I put out, you know, a hand for communication and it was slapped back in my face. So, and I said this, I told you guys, I said this to God because I kept getting these like messages saying that I should go towards him and say I'm sorry. And, and all this stuff. And it's not that I don't feel like that. I do. I am sorry that he was put in that position. Um, but I just don't feel like the human side of me feels like I already cut that cord and I already released him, and he should just be allowed to move on, whatever that means for him. Like, I would go in and apologize and say I'm sorry, and you know I would say something, but I would not apologize for being in love with him, because that's ridiculous. We should love is what we're here for. Anyway, I just don't want to get in his space, and I don't want to like accost him. I don't want to like assault him. You know what I mean? Like, I just I don't want to put him in a position where he would feel any more awkward than he probably already does. I figure it's just better to like let him go and let him, go be friends with people his own age and stuff like that, and me just heal from the situation as best I can. But I do recognize that he probably felt left out in the cold in one form or another. Now, part of me also, like, it's like we were in this 50-50. Like, you could have just told me, sorry, Kim, I never felt like that for you. It would have been a hell of a lot easier for me to heal that part of me, that is in love with somebody that doesn't love me. But the fact that I didn't get any clarification, he didn't want to talk to me. He either didn't read my letter or he did and he didn't care. I mean, I don't know. I just felt like it was better to and easier in the long run to just kind of part ways, like altogether. I did notice, um, it was on Thursday. He was picking all day. I was picking for the first couple hours in the morning, and then I went to packing. But when I was picking for the first couple, oh no, sorry, he wasn't picking. He was doing boxes for the where we pick and we pack at the same time. He was doing boxes and stuff. Um, and he's kind of created a whole other friend group for himself that, I mean, was there before, but now I think he leans on it more. My friend and then her friend. So he's kind of inserted himself into that little trifecta, that little group. And I hope, sorry, my friend is texting me. And I hope that brings him some comfort. I hope that brings him some stability, some reliability, in his friendships. Because I want that for him. I just, I don't know if I personally can be around him and not be googly eyed. I'm not. I'm just being honest. I'm still like at that point. Like, I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. But I'm sure he feels like I was hot and then cold. But at the same time, and I don't know, like, he's so young. Like, has he ever really been in love? Really been in love, Cuz it's not easy, when you're in love with somebody and then like you're friends with them and you're not with them, and like, and most people don't even remain friends with like exes and stuff like that. It's like too close to home kind of thing. I don't know if he even understands that type of stuff, or maybe he understands it, but he doesn't recognize it. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really see it in this situation. I don't know. I don't know. But I could definitely see it from his perspective. If that was how he felt, I totally would understand. And it was funny because I was watching a reading earlier, and it was like someone putting on a show for another person, like look at me, pick me, kind of like that pick me energy. Like, look at me, watch me, like I'm acting out so that you'll pay attention to me. And it was kind of funny because I think I talked about it on my Facebook when everything first started to happen a couple weeks ago, over a month ago now. Month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I don't even know. Um, I talked about like, this happening in the workplace. Like, am I gonna let it change me? Am I gonna go to work and be sullen and quiet and not talk to anybody and not be Kim? And I just realized, like, at the end of the day, like, I would not want that for anybody else. I would not expect anybody else to not be who they are. So I'm going to go to work and I'm going to be who I am. If I want to laugh, I'm going to laugh. If I want to have fun and talk to somebody, I'm going to talk to somebody. If I'm going to flirt with somebody, I'm going to flirt with somebody. I'm just going to be Kim, And it was funny because I watched this reading and I was looking at it from his perspective. And I was like, I wonder if he thinks like I'm trying to get his attention. And that's just not at all how like I don't play games. And I think I told you guys this. If you follow, if you subscribe, a few weeks ago I was talking about how, like, after everything happened and I told him like I needed time away and I needed, to do my own thing. He kept watching me. Like, I'd go to work and I'd turn around and he'd be there and he'd be watching me. And even not this week, but last week, I caught him standing behind my cart with my boxes behind my station. I had my earbud in, and I was listening to music, and he was listening to me sing. Like, I was singing out loud. I don't have the greatest voice, but I love to sing. Like, I love to actually sing rather than lip sync. And he was listening to me sing. He was just like standing there, and again, it goes back to what I said to my friend at work a couple weeks ago. If you have something to say it. Otherwise, go about your business. And that's the thing. Like, I wonder if he thinks like I'm just doing stuff to get attention. And I would hope that that's not the case, because I'm not I'm not that kind of person. And even when I said that it was annoying to me that he was watching me all the time, it was just annoying to me because it this is going to be very emotional. It's going to sound very emotional, but like, he's watching me and I didn't even really feel like me. I felt like this raw, emotional basket case. Because again, I am in love with him and he feels nothing for me. And yet he's standing there watching me. And it's like he's literally watching me heal in real time. He's literally watching my love for him die. And I just didn't want him watching me like that. It felt too personal. It felt I don't want to say it felt like rape or assault. It felt like he was trying to see inside of me. You know what I mean? Like, what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. And it's like, you should already know what I'm feeling. I told you I was in love with you. And now I'm trying to like get over that. And it's like, you still want more from me. Like, what more do you want from me? Because when you love somebody and they don't love you back, you've already given them pretty much everything you have to give. Like, just turn away, just look away. And this kind of gives off that kind of energy, like where somebody just, like somebody felt like that attention was there, that love was there, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And you just kind of feel lost and you kind of feel broken and raw and exposed, right? It's funny because with the Ace of Wands, I think whatever this was between these two people, especially if it was romantic, like it was felt by both people for sure at one point. You know, but some people fall in and out of love like easy, easy peasy, Some people take it more seriously. Some people don't do that, you know. That's weird. I felt like that thing in my throat, it's almost gone. Like it's almost not even there. But now I feel like this, like something on my tongue. Like when you get like little blister bumps on your tongue, from like eating or brushing or something. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, it could be the loss of a loved one, a friendship, something like that. Whoever this is, too, whoever this is dealing with this pain, this grief, like they might be dancing with their shadow side, if that makes sense. Like someone maybe thinking about or reverting to old habits, situations, old lovers, people that aren't good for them, stuff like that. It's kind of funny because, again, using me as an example, when this started happening and I started realizing, like, I just felt like this is another connection that just didn't follow through. It didn't work for me, right? And I had enough connections in 2023 that propelled me, pushed me towards celibacy. And I've been celibate for a little over 2.5 years. And when this happened with the young guy at work, I was just like, what am I doing? Like, why am I waiting for someone? Why am I holding myself, quote unquote, pure and innocent? For what? Like, nobody stays, people are flighty in their affection, they love you one moment and the next minute they're fucking up on somebody else, like I just felt like this. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like this instantaneous need to, like, go to a bar and get drunk and have sex with a stranger. Like, I really had that old vibration, that old mentality run through my brain. But it's funny because it's been a little over 2 years now. 2 years and 2 months, almost 3 months. And I just know, like, if I go back to that type of lifestyle, like, I'm just going to hate myself, you know? Like, I'm going to really, really loathe myself for that. And I think with this, like I said, with somebody dancing with their shadow side, it's kind of like the same thing. Like, am I going to revert to past behavior and past people? And like, is that going to make me feel better? Is that going to make me come out of this loss, out of this grieving process? It's not. It's not. If anything, when you think about it, at the end of the day, it's probably going to make it worse. You're going to feel even more like shit. That's what made me realize, like what the fuck am I doing? But it's funny because that in turn also, like I said, like, am I going to change myself because of this situation, or am I going to go to work every day and act like Kim and be Kim? Because usually I put off a pretty positive presence. you know I try to be happy. I try to be a very um, caring, giving individual. I like most of the people that I work with. And even the ones that I don't really hang out with, even if I technically don't like them, I still want to see good things for them always and forever. And it's like realizing I want good things for me too. And the good things for me too come from me being me. And if I can't put that energy out there, then you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to have that flow that I want with my life. So it was just realizing, like, I can't revert back to past Kim because I like who I am now. And I'm not going to change who I am now because of that situation with the guy. It's not happening. And that's why I said, like, I could see from his perspective, him thinking like I'm putting on a show or something. I'm really not. I'm really just being who I am. He's just not in it. Now he's watching it from the outside. And it's kind of sad because I know some of the other people that I work with that I don't really talk to anymore, that I don't really hang around with anymore, they watch me from the outside. And I know there's a couple people at work, like maybe two, three people. Um, I don't want to say that they hate me because I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I think they just watch me, and there's a lot of anger there because, like, I don't talk to them. And there's a lot of, like, I don't understand why you'll talk to all these other people, but you won't talk to me. And it just comes down to how the situation played out, between me and these individual people. I'm not gonna, people that have fucked me over, people that have treated me like garbage, people that have talked shit on my name, people that have gossiped about me. I just, I have as little to do with them as possible. And even though I would like to not believe that he hasn't talked about me and he hasn't gossiped about me, even though I would like to believe that, it doesn't matter. I still have to treat him as though he's on the outside for my own protection, my own healing, because I'm the only one that protects me and I'm the only one that heals me. And sadly, I could see him not understanding that. And it kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I can see how other people would perceive me. And that's not what I want to put off, but at the same time, like, I can't do anything about it because I'm at the end of the day, I'm just always going to be who I am and I'm going to do what I do. I don't think this person is there yet, but they're going to get there. And I'm not going to say that this person has never known heartbreak or loss. They probably have. But speaking as a seasoned person who has experienced loss and heartbreak, yeah. I don't want to say it gets easier. I just want to say it gets more clear. Does that make sense? The path is always clearer every time it happens. Clearer, more clear. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Take from it what you will. I hope it does not resonate. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye.